Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lanolin, and we are back with episode 115 of my modded Minecraft Let's Play series. In this episode, we are going to actually take a little bit of a break from automating all of the things. Don't get me wrong, though. There's still quite a few things that we can still automate, like the igneous extruder, a lot of it's thermal expansion stuff, to be honest. Thermal expansion. The igneous extruder, where is it? Someone actually mentioned it. Here we go, the induction smelter. Someone mentioned in the comments that I should automate it. I wasn't actually sure if it's worth automating, though, only because a lot of the recipes that you can do in the igneous extruder, you can do in the alloy smelter, and in a lot of instances, it's a little bit easier in the alloy smelter. Normally because a lot of the stuff the things that come to mind for I forgot its name again. Where are you? Induction smelter. A lot of things that are made in the induction smelter require that things be macerated. Like, for example, if we were to make the hardened glass, it requires that you macerate or pulverize, however you want to do it, obsidian and dust. And even if you do use the lead ingot, you still have to pulverize obsidian, which we could just... Oh, wait, you still have to... What the... Oh, well, fuck me, dude. I thought you could just put some obsidian in there and call it a day. Just kidding. Well, maybe we will go ahead and automate the igneous extruder just to kind of take some pressure off of the alloy smelter, since they will have a lot of recipes when things are all said and done. Especially since you can make a lot of alloy recipes as well. That you, like, for example, what's it called? Here we go, Enderium. Enderium, we've made that before. Not too bad. In the induction smelter, it's pretty straightforward, but in the alloy smelter, it's even more straightforward. Super easy to make, because the base is easy to make. So, yeah. Again, it kind of depends on how you want to do it, what is best for your system, and I think for my system, utilizing the alloy smelters for most stuff, and then for some of the more niche stuff, the induction smelter will probably be a pretty good one. So yeah, what are we going to do this episode? So I'm sitting here blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. Well... I've been running around my base a little bit, and I kind of noticed that we haven't done a proper base tour in 115 episodes. We have not actually run around the entire base and looked at everything, saw where we came from, and all that fun stuff. So this episode's going to be kind of like a little recap episode, 115 episodes have gone by, and we've just been plugging along, working and working and working. Like, yeah, come on, we gotta take a look at the base, dude. It's so cool. But first things first, I want to make a clipboard. Because while I'm running around taking a look at all the cool stuff in my base, all the other fun stuff we've done, all the cool projects we've conquered, and things that we've done and ended up needing to take apart because they just got old and not so useful for us anymore as we've moved forward and our technology has skyrocketed. So anyway, this clipboard is going to allow us to write notes. Yay! Notes. Hooray! Hooray. And when you're done with things, you can check mark them as done. Or you can X them as being something that's not done or can't be done or, whatever. So, yeah, we're going to be utilizing this clipboard to run all over our base and take note of things that might need to be adjusted a little bit, just in case we have a surprise safety inspection. I hope I spelled that right. So, yes. Lanotech has sent me a little bit of a message off camera. I was chilling in my office, doing my thing, taking a look at some of my notes and things I wanted to work on going forward, and then bloop, 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 my R2-D2 phone goes off. And I've got Lanotech on the line. They're like, hey, we're going to be sending a safety inspector out there here in a little bit. Make sure your stuff's all up to code. And I'm like, what? I thought I was the everything. Who is this? And then they hung up, so I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know what that was. I don't know who called me. But I think someone might be popping by. We need to make sure we're in good working order. So first things first. Our Britannia stuff. Our Britannia stuff we got started on almost immediately. And originally it was way over there. We kind of moved it over here. And at the moment, I really don't think there's too much I need to do with this. It's all pretty much good to go. I can make Terra still when need be. My runic altar, it's hooked up to this mana pool. So if we actually needed to make a ton of stuff, we might need to move the runic altar somewhere else, but for now, I think it's in a good spot. But yeah. Generally speaking, I think our Britannia stuff is all right. Now, one thing in particular, down here, see, here we go. Our old smeltery, our old, what would you call it? Not a furnace. I had a good name for it earlier. Oh, man, I forgot. Like a bunch of smelteries all in one. Oh, well. Oh, damn. Curse my limited vocabulary. This is why you shouldn't curse all the time, boys and girls. You start to stunt your vocabulary using F-bombs and shits and dams as verbs, adverbs, nouns. Anyway, so yeah. We need to kind of touch up this smeltery area, if you will, because there's a lot of exposed pipes. So let's go ahead and put that on there. Smeltery area. Covers. All right, so we got to take care of that. All these exposed wires are not good. Someone's going to come down here and get pissed. They'll be like, are you serious? They're going to walk in here and be like, are you for real? This is such an easy fix, and you just left all these wires everywhere. Like, you're actually terrible. So yeah, want to get that all fixed up. Man, I haven't been down here mining in forever. Forever. Then again, down here in this particular area, I didn't really mine too much. I think most of my mining was done fairly low. I didn't really mine too much, huh? I got that quarry started up pretty quick. But yeah, I have done a bit of mining. Every time I see this yellow I'm like, ooh, gold. So anyway, not too much going on. Oh, speaking of actual gold, I'll take that. I'll take that. Ooh, can we access our wire? Oh, we can. That's so awesome. But anyway, so yeah, a lot of mining was done. Haven't been down here in a long, long time, but I figured it'd be worth popping down here and taking a look. Here we go. Nice big mine shafts. I could have swore I dug way, way, way more than this before I started up my quarry, but I guess not. I guess I was pretty, oh, what's the word? Man, my vocabulary, I just can't think of words. I was pretty meticulous in not spending a whole bunch of resources on frivolous things. The old Wither Arena. A few minutes ago, I actually was in here touching it up a little bit, but I want to go ahead and leave some notes here for update Wither Arena. Because, yeah, this cobblestone right here, that was just a temporary fix because there's water everywhere. But I think if I actually want to fix this to make it work properly, I'm going to want to have this basalt cobble, or I should say, I should utilize my staff and the warding foci to maybe ward some of the rest of this stuff up. Like, see how I have all this stuff warded? Like, it might be worth going through and just warding some stuff that keeps being destroyed every time I fight the Wither. Because last time, clearly I did not get everything, because stuff still got messed up. And actually, I could go ahead and do this right now. But the rest of that, I'll worry about later. Blood magic. Our blood magic stuff is actually, like, perfect. This setup is actually working wonderfully. Now, in the end, we did need to hook up, like, a V6 engine sitting over here to make sure that this guy was always able to run. But it works. It works. Probably not the best method in which to power all this stuff, but it works, man. Plus, I had all these magmatic dynamos hanging around anyway, so nice. And as far as I know, this is still a tier 4 altar, so there's a lot of work that we can still do with blood magic. I'm just not sure how much the later game, the late game blood magic stuff I can really utilize in like a practical, meaningful way outside of just having stuff. You know what I mean? So we'll see if we push past our T4 altar. What I wanted to do was come over here and check out where we first started. Our first ever base was over here somewhere. What the hell? Hello, base? Oh, wait. It was this way. There it is. I remember hopping over on my boat and cruising over here many times, back when we had the small boats mod installed. It's too bad that mod never really got much attention from its mod author. It had a lot of issues, lots of potential, didn't really go anywhere. Nice. And it ended up causing problems for the server when I switched it over to the server. That may have been because it was a preferred client-side only mod, but whatever, I don't care. It was cool while it lasted. So yeah, this is our old base. Still looks exactly the same as it did. We still have what was supposed to be our smeltery, but I decided to move before we really built it up. I think we made a little one. We made like a little baby smeltery, but it never really went much bigger than that. Wow. Really? Did I really leave this floating tree right here? All right, I'll chop this down. This guy trying to... All right, no, that's cool. They're getting attacked by people. We're just trying to look at our old base, man. Leave me alone. All right, let's get out of here. So, yeah. I remember, man. We were cruising around on our boat. We wanted to check out new and exotic places. We saw this. And that was it. I was like, oh, man, this is awesome. Now, little did I know that I would have to deal with these stupid water puddles all the way down to Y level 0. They exist all the way down. And it is annoying as hell. So in the future, I will probably never, ever build in a biome that looks like this again. But for this series, it was wonderful. And don't worry, I'm not like wrapping it up or anything like that. This is just an episode I wanted to do. Just kind of go through and recap all the cool stuff we've done and look at our base. Because we really haven't. We really haven't taken a step back and really looked at the progress we've made. Because, wow, look at this. This is really cool. It's actually to the point where I can't even get the whole thing in my view. That's a screenshot. There we go. Haha, it's the whole base. Now, I mentioned I wanted to eventually update the village over there because it's all screwed up and messed up. I still plan on doing that. I'm just not sure how much of that I want to do on camera because it's going to be a lot of tedious water manipulation and block placing and blah. I'm sure I'll do a little bit because one big project that we haven't even touched on yet is the automated spawning and slaying of monsters. We have our cursed earth, which is really cool. What? I thought you were full. You are full. Weird. Anyway, but we have the cursed earth, so generating lots of monsters is going to be nice and simple. Excuse me. I was thinking about using cursed earth to generate zombies and other monsters for our blood altar, but again, I don't really see a reason to go past tier 4 at the moment. I'm sure there is some cool stuff that I'm just not thinking of right now. But yeah, we will though. We more than likely will, just not too soon. So anyway, let's cruise around, man. The other day, I actually noticed that this spot right here, this little opening, actually goes right under here to where my sheep stuff is. Now, this actually hasn't been running for a really long time. It hasn't run in, like, forever. Oh! That's where all these eggs were going. That's actually hilarious. Wow. I had no idea that's where all those eggs were. Okay, so let's actually run back inside. Let's run back and see. This is why we were doing this. This is why we wanted to run around. So let me actually mark on here, update sheep. Update sheep. There you go. I guess I can just leave it at that. Update sheep. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, let's get in there. Let's go in there and take a look. Actually, let's go in through the front door like a proper Minecrafter. I'm sure we remember this spot. This was like our main work area for actually quite some time. It was quite a while before I finally expanded up to here and back into here. Although I guess we had this back here for a little bit. See, this is all messed up still. All right, equivalent exchange 3 stuff is just kind of in the corner. So let me actually put this on here, a proper enchanting setup. And proper enchanting setup. There we go. We don't really need one, but I wouldn't mind just having one for the poops and giggles. Because this is kind of ugly, man. I got this enchanting table sitting over here in this like cobblestone little nook. Nah, I got to set up a nice, cool, big bunch. You know, all the bookcases and all that fun stuff. Definitely have to get that going, and we will. But anyway, before we go downstairs and look at that stuff, I wanted to look at the sheep and see how the sheep are doing. As we can see, they were doing a little bit weird. They're not quite exactly how I left them. Yeah, see, this room still needs to be updated still, so that's on there, right? Yeah. Update sheep. So they're all still hanging out here. They're all different colors. They've still got their hats. This guy still has a pig on his head. And yeah, if you remember a long while back, I went ahead and put these chickens here. Now, for some reason, this chicken is stuck in the ground. Let me get him out of there. Good, buddy? Come on. There you go. Nice. I don't know how many episodes he's been stuck on the ground like that. So yeah, these chickens have actually been hanging out here for a long time because I wanted to start accumulating eggs for, you know, cake or whatever else, eggs, and feathers, because feathers are used in a lot of things, believe it or not, especially with Thaumcraft and aspect-related things. Because I think the feather is it has an aspect that you can only get on feathers. Yeah, the feather aspect. I can't remember the name of the aspect off the top of my head, but yeah, you can only get that from feathers. So it was definitely worth gathering. What I did not realize was that the hopper hawk downstairs was awesome, and it was picking up all of my eggs and feathers and stuff. So, I mean, it's all clogged up now, but thankfully I've had this system off for like ever. So, I mean, we have like 5 stacks of all the different colors of wool, and we haven't used them at all ever. So, again, no real reason to turn it back on, but it might be worth maybe fixing up that setup over there so we can actually start getting those eggs and feathers and other various chicken things that were in there actually into our AE system. Oh yeah, that's still a thing. So anyway, that actually brings me up to here. Our AE system has a pretty far reach. However, it does not quite reach as far as I'd like it to. And one of the next things I wanted to do was utilize a little bit of AE to hook up all of this to our main system. Because right now we don't actually have we don't have access to netherwort seeds. We don't have access to any of this stuff. Just like we don't have access to any of the wood upstairs. So, upcoming in the next couple episodes, we're going to be working on taking those peer-to-peer tunnels, those P2P tunnels, whatever you want to call them, and grabbing one and sending it way over here so we can hook all this stuff up. And, depending on how I feel, I might not, but I could make it so these guys will only, like, we could set up the AE system to be in charge of turning off the creation of baked potatoes. Actually, I guess I could actually turn these on. Because it's, because they're not going to work if it's clogged. So never mind. I might just go ahead and just leave these guys like this. Which is fine. That's cool. But I do definitely want to bring some AE stuff into this room so I can have access to all of this stuff. So let's grab the clipboard. All right. We're going to get rid of this so it doesn't always say opera enchanting. There we go. Proper enchanting. So what do we want to do? AE into farms. That's a big one. That's a really big one. That's one that's probably going to have an episode dedicated all to itself. And then once we do that, well, actually, with the way that these work, we can just do this the same way that we did our wool and everything. With the control block and all that fun stuff. I think I have one. Yeah, this guy right here, the drawer controller. So that's good. That'll make it that nice and simple. So with that, let's actually head upstairs. See how these guys are doing. Gotta love the luminizers. Makes it very fancy. Nice. So yeah, I actually ran into more issues with the cart. If you just drop a whole stack, or if you just drop a bunch of ingots in there to let it repair, if it has excess ingots in there, like I had excess ingots just sitting here, it won't run because it doesn't have any way of collecting the saplings. So it's just like, okay, well, thank you for repairing me. I'm just going to sit here now. So yeah. So what? It's finally running again, and everyone is happy. Ah! Did not mean to do that. However, there was... I could have swore there was one... Oh, yeah, that's what it was. I want to update these drawers again and hook them up. AE into... wood. Farm. Because right now, the sapling is like... I don't think it's full, but it's pretty much full, as you can see. Like, there's a little tiny sliver of space left. This guy obviously is not full, especially since I haven't had him running for a while. And then apples are going to be full soon. I think they'll cap out at 8,192. Plus, I don't even have an indicator on those guys. So, yeah, some stuff to do over there. Other than that, this stuff is running wonderfully. Look at all the steel. If you've been playing any of, FTB Infinity Evolved, yeah, look at all that steel. Infinity Evolved is a mod pack that's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty grindy, contrary to what the mod pack makers like to agree on. It's pretty grindy. It's fun, though, so if you haven't checked it out, I actually highly recommend it. I was thinking about doing a series on it myself, but after playing through it a little bit, it's one of those time gates for the sake of time gates under the guise of utilizing all the mods. That's kind of what I got out of it. But it's still cool, and highly recommend checking it out if, for example, you want to try out some new mods. Or at least be forced to try out some new mods. Alright, so, as we know, our bee situation didn't quite work out how I wanted. I don't know if that was because of the forestry update mismatch. You know what? In my mind, I said it perfectly. Coming out of my mouth, mismatching did not work. But anyway, the mismatches brought upon by the forestry changes and the forestry API changes in the background happening and all that stuff. So I'm thinking that because of the changes in the API that were done to forestry and how we had some mods that were updated for forestry 4.0 and sub mods that were not, due to my own ignorance of which ones were updated and which ones didn't, it caused some issues. So this has kind of been put on an indefinite hold until Minnie's mods updates, or I decide to pull it out, but I probably won't be pulling it out. So if you're into the bees and really excited to see the bee stuff, I'm so sorry. I really wanted to do bee stuff too, but again, because forestry updated and people in charge of forestry changed hands, API changes, blah, 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 like I just said, things didn't quite work out how I wanted. So that stuff's on hold for a little bit. Hopefully we'll get back to it. If not, we can just keep using this steam boiler as a source of power, which is doing great. It's actually quite full. I'm actually wasting a lot of this power right now. Something else I might want to consider is possibly grabbing another Tesseract and hooking up this energy cell somewhere else, like giving this energy cell access to powering other things. Maybe my base, maybe, we'll see. So we're going to put on here, utilize boiler power. Because right now we're really not. I thought I was going to utilize all this power for these Gendustry machines because they are pretty expensive. Why are you saying no power? I guess you're not hooked up. That's fine. But yeah, they are pretty expensive. So we shall see. They're expensive as far as power goes, I should say. So what else? We also have our awesome Thaumcraft Tower, and probably the last stop on our base tour, at least for this episode. So our Thaumcraft Tower, ooh, this was some good times, man. We probably dumped a good 10, 15 episodes into Thaumcraft, I think. And I had a blast. I had quite the blasty blast. Now, as far as where we're at in Thaumcraft, this is probably, I would call this like early end game Thaumcraft. It's not end game Thaumcraft. Like we're not like flying around with a Thaumostatic harness, like lightning everybody down to death. Like we're not a super Thaumaturge, an arch Thaumaturge, or whatever you want to call us. But we're pretty fucking powerful, to say the least. I mean, we were able to best the dangers of the Twilight Forest and conquer some of the most powerful bosses in modded Minecraft. Not all of them. We still have a couple more in mind that I think we should definitely conquer here soon. If you're familiar with Britannia, you know exactly who I'm talking about. There's a hidden boss in Britannia who is extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. I've mentioned the Gaia Guardian. He's one of them, but there's another version of the Gaia Guardian that makes the regular Gaia Guardian look like a pansy. So we'll be seeing that for sure, but that'll probably be towards the end of the series. So, but anyway, we got our golems working up here. They're just hanging out. Haven't really had too much to do, which is fine. You know, they still get paid. I still pay them, so they're happy. Now, I will say my Thaumaturgist Tower ended up being a little bit more barren than I originally wanted. I wanted it to be a little bit more exciting, a little bit more pretty on the inside. But I think as far as it works. As far as aesthetics go, it's not too bad. I'm pleased with it. And then downstairs, kind of our main working area. Have all of our energized aura nodes working away, making sure that all of our stuff is powered. They look so pretty. Haha. We still haven't done anything about this taint. I know that was something that I really wanted to work on, but the taint never really became a huge thing. So I just kind of let it go. All right, so anyway, back to let's go to auto crafting. So anyway, this is a recent project, as you guys know, if you've been watching. Got our AE stuff up and running. I went ahead and added on these molecular assemblers, as this interface is almost full, so I figured I'd just go ahead and slap those guys on there now. Whew. Everything looks good. In this room, I actually went ahead and expanded it out a little bit off camera because I needed a walkway. I couldn't get past these guys and get over there, so yeah. And in the future, our future Peer-to-peer tunnels are probably going to come out of the top. Maybe the bottom, but I think it coming out of the bottom might cause complications. Plus, I don't have anything coming out of the top. Although I'll have to move signs. So maybe I'll do bottom first. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. It kind of depends on how easy it'll get to get stuff over. Like, will it be easier to go down, or will it be easier to go above? We will see. So let's actually go ahead and drop that on our clipboard. Our AE changes that I want to make. So the first change that I want to make to Applied Energistics, our setup, is actually putting the storage on its own line. Because right now, our ME drives are sharing a line with all of our wool. That's right. It's sharing a line with all of our wool and everything. So we want to get that off there. And actually, you know what? Ooh, man, we are way past time. Holy cow. So let me actually put this down. And the next episode, we'll come back, finish up the base tour, and then go from there, see what we can do. So thanks for watching, guys. I have been Lanolin, and I will see you next time. Bye.